A very good afternoon, everyone here. It's a privilege for all of us to have Honorable Avnish sir as a part of this session. I'm very grateful to UPDIC, UPDA, for organizing this session in the presence of Honorable Air Chief Marshal Sir Badoria, my respected speakers, and my respected guest. Roboz is an Indian-based startup which was initiated from Lucknow itself, and we develop robotics projects, especially for drone sector, for defense, and search and rescue missions. Few years back, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir made an ambition of creating a $5 trillion economy for India. Even after the pandemic, the coronavirus, the Ukraine-Russia war, this confidence is still there as per the vision of our Prime Minister and Chief Economic Advisor, Shri V. Anantha Nageshwaram. Radiating the same level of confidence, our state, our fourth largest state of India, that is Uttar Pradesh, is now coming up forward with a mission to create $1 trillion economy state in India by 2027. This dream is a dream which is going to create a revolution in the world of startups and MSMEs. Being a startup from Lucknow itself, the amount of support that the government is providing to each and everybody of us in the air and defense sector is tremendously unparalleled and uncomparable to what we expected in the past few years. Around 6,400 startups have been registered in Uttar Pradesh itself by August 2022. And that's a huge number. And the government also is further planning to set up 2 excellence centers in UP itself for the promotion of UAVs, that is unmanned aerial vehicles or drones. And UP is very important to mention that it is contributing 8% of the national GDP. So the vision and mission to create $1 trillion economy in Uttar Pradesh is something which is quite visible to all of us, to India and to the world. Our state has already proven a number of renowned startups such as Paytm, Pine Labs. These are the unicorn startups which are successfully doing the driving economic force in India. And also, the Adani defense sector has announced to invest 35,000 crore in UP for defense sector, and this is going to be a major contribution for our dream and vision to make UP as a $1 trillion economy. The state, our UP state, also ranks #1 in the MSMEs in the country and in the EODB, that is ease of doing business. So with all these accolades, laurels, and achievements which are being there in our state, the startup scenario in Uttar Pradesh is one of the blooming sectors in this state. This is the golden period of this golden bird in the state of UP to start the air and defense sector in India and to make a mission and to accomplish this mission to contribute in the economic pillar of our state. Uttar Pradesh Defense Industrial Corridor is an aspirational project that intends to reduce foreign dependency and thus making India an Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant country, because we need to now stop being dependent on external forces, on external factors, on more, less on imports and more on exports. What Ma'am Rima Mittal rightly mentioned, that industry academia together, when we're going to join hands, we're going to create an ecosystem for each and every startup in our country. And the startup sector, like what Roboz is doing, Roboz has now, with the help of the government, has now successfully mentored around 73 startups to come into air and defense sector. And also we are making other startups stronger by involving them to in academia institutes like IIT Kanpur is there and other sectors of the state. And not to mention, UP, Uttar Pradesh, is a land of opportunities for startups in A&D sector. With a population of more than 200 million, UP has the highest number of available workforce and is one of the top 5 manufacturing states in India. So there are more jobs, more opportunities, and more development in industry sector. And with this note, I wish all the startups in A&D are very best for their future. We are very privileged to be a part of this state. We are very privileged for the schemes that the government has laid for us, and we will be forever be extremely grateful for the rate of success which UP is defining in the terms of startup in A&D sector. However, there's something important one should mention, that the success rate of startups still needs to be made more better, because 90% of these companies that form, they tend to fail within the first 3 to 5 years of their setup. Now, why this is happening, I mean, we need to cut down this figure. We need to increase the success rate of startups in India as a whole, in UP, of course. Yeah. So this is just we can achieve the mission of reducing the failures and increasing the success stories by just giving the right mentorship, by giving them the right guidance and making them interact with the successful industry experts, which we are privileged to have here, like respected sir Neeraj Gupta, respected sir Sachin Agarwal sir. So we need to connect these startups, the new budding companies in our state, to connect to the industry experts, learn from them, get mentorship, and get the right guidance, so that our failure rate should be reduced. Because 90% failure in startup scenario is a big number. We like, if you talk about compare it to US or China, there was a study I was just going through. So in China, around 16% startups fail during the first year, while in India we see 90%. So that's a huge difference, and with the time, we will be able to accomplish this mission also, to make startups more successful, with some small little directions that also small little errors what new blooming industries make, because of which they tend to suffer in their business setup. And I'm sure initiatives like IIT Kanpur, what ma'am Reema Mittal has mentioned, these are the things which are the need of the hour for the people who are willing to come into air and defense sector. And what IIT Kanpur is offering is definitely something which is going to radiate confidence, and for the new person to step up and form their own company, because startup is one of the important economic pillar of this country. We cannot just let go this thing off in this way. So I'm very grateful to IIT Kanpur for their industry academia concept, and how successfully they are doing. And there's my fellow Tanmay Tiwari is also here, who's been setting up a great example in setting up startup from Kanpur itself, and creating new ideas and revolution in the sector of this air and space defense. And with these words, I'm sticking to my timeline, and I would like to thank all of my fellow speakers here, respected guest and honorable Apneesh sir. Thank you for your presence here. Thank you, ACM Bhadoria sir, and thank you so much, everybody. I wish all the best to all the startups in A&D sector. Thank you.